Tax saving strategies are absolutely critical in any property game and especially in commercial property. So today what we're going to do is show you how the big boys do it. Starbucks, how do they pay no corporation tax? How do they structure their affairs to position themselves legally not to be subject to tax? Corporation tax we're referring to here. They pay other taxes like business rates, employee tax and all the rest of it. But in terms of corporation tax, how do they structure their affairs so they do not have to, they're not subject to corporation tax? Let's jump in now and see how they do it and how possibly we can simplify that and potentially do it for ourselves, for everyday normal investors on the street. So what I'm gonna do now before Alex comes on is go over to the kind of Jamboard here and sketch out. Apologies in advance for my artistry, but it's all about the information, not about how cool the circles look. So we're going to go over here and we're going to have a look at how a Starbucks is structured. How do they pay no tax in the UK? And that's quite an interesting one. So let's jump in. In terms of Starbucks, how they kind of pay no, and we're going to go over this briefly because this is just the big boys, which we aren't in this field as yet, but hopefully one day, you never know. So if we've got the kind of UK here, which is a lovely picture, and we have the USA over here, and then over here we have Holland, which is in Europe. How Starbucks pay no tax in the UK. Now, obviously, this is the worldwide operations of Starbucks, which is huge. But just so they don't pay tax in the UK, what usually happens is that HQ, Starbucks America, which is not based in America, but their headquarters are, basically provide startup finance to UK. Yeah? And then the UK pay an interesting amount of interest on that capital to start up. So that's kind of game plan number one for them, how to extract money out of the UK into a low tax environment. And that is finance. Yeah. The second one is what they do is they then set up a company or have set up a company in Holland for all the intellectual property. Now, intellectual property is their systems, their know-how, their brand, their licensing agreements, their franchise agreements, all sitting in Holland because of the very, very low corporate taxation environment here. And they license their IP to the UK at 6%. Now, not 6% of profits, but 6% of sales, which is a fairly chunky figure because in the UK, they're doing about 656 million. So that's fairly chunky, that money going back to this very low corporate tax rate environment in Holland. So they've got money coming in, funding coming in from America, and money then going back, funding coming in from America, money then going back in interest, and then they've got their IP set up in Holland that attract 6% of sales of everything within the UK. So already you can see that the very profitable nature of Starbucks. I mean, it's like £3 a coffee, which is absolutely nuts. I remember when a frothy coffee was 50 pence at best, which was not too many years ago. And
it was instant.
No, imagine going to Greasy Joe's and getting a frothy coffee, and they used to look at you as if you're, a bit fancy. And now it's £3. The same price as a beer that's been the same price for years and years and years. So coffee's gone through the roof, beer's gone down or maintained the same, which is the same as going down with inflation. And this simple structure here is how Starbucks basically don't pay any tax in the UK or choose to pay very little tax in the UK. And Google and Apple use Ireland that have got a very friendly tax rate over there as well. So this is for the big boys, this kind of structure.